Hello everyone, Armando here, and back with another update on my Millenium Falcon. And I've gotten quite a bit done, and I'd like to go through some of the stuff I've done so you get an idea of this kit. Most of what I've been doing over the past couple of weeks since my last video has been gluing greeblies on, believe it or not. And although it's a tedious task, when you look at the detail of the model, you realize that it does make a huge difference. Here's the rear panel, and this will give you an idea. All of that is greeblies, and injected plastic would not have achieved this, so Fine Molds has the right idea. They definitely do. I've painted these, and I added the photo etch parts, as you can see. In order to hide the two holes inside that were meant for the plastic parts, I ended up putting round plastic styrene pieces inside and painting them black so that they would hide, because I just did not like the look of seeing through the grills and seeing two holes down there. Now at least they're nice and hidden. The photo etch parts were also added here and here. As for the front, you have seen it before, but I'll just go through it again. Many greeblies. Now, as far as the lower saucer, I have done quite a bit of work. When last we talked, I discussed the battery. I settled finally on the 4800 one, although the 9800 would have fit as well. This is plenty of power, and right now it's on. In fact, when I received them a couple of weeks ago, I charged them, and I haven't charged them again. And I've used this intermittently for the past 2 weeks without having to recharge it. Right now I have it hooked up to one of my mandible lights, and I'll show you what I did with that, because that's been quite a hassle. For the most part, the wiring is done. I've got the lights inside my two photo etch parts, as you can see, and I'll explain about the black there in a second. The potentiometers, I finally settled on 100K for the white LEDs and 20K for the blue SMDs. The 100K deadened the white very nicely, almost all the way down, though not completely. But they were too strong for the blue SMDs. They would shut them down completely, and they would not shine up to their full strength when powered up, so I went down to 20K on them, and I glued them with CA glue to the top of the entry bay, and they hide quite nicely. You cannot see them unless you look up like that. As someone mentioned in the forum, the Wookiee's just going to have to stoop when he walks up so he doesn't hit his head on them. Haha. I also used a wonderful decal courtesy of Jerry, who came up with them, and I glued it onto a piece of styrene, and as you can see when you look up there, you are looking at the hallway of the circular hallway, the circular central hallway of the Falcon. So that's a nice effect. I really love it, and my thanks to Jerry for coming up with this so quickly and sending it out to me. As you can see, it's glued to a rectangular piece of styrene, and another piece of styrene is on top. It's all glued together. I will reinforce it some more because it's a little flimsy. Probably put some plastic on either side, and I'll light it either by putting a light up at the top so it goes translucent through this, or some other method. That shouldn't be too difficult. Here's the battery. It's presently not glued on, but I will secure it. The charging port will be hidden on the side here. I've got it taped on there temporarily for now, and what I did was, in one of the side panels, I put a magnet inside. It's in here, and the other magnet right there, as you can see, and I put a hole on the side to which this will be glued, and this very nicely glues on there. When the other part is on it, it lines up very nicely, but that's exactly where it goes. So that's how I'll charge my battery whenever I need it. As far as the switch will be hidden. It'll be a small slide switch, and it'll be hidden inside the radar. So I've in essence accomplished what I wanted, which is to have this thing completely freestanding, completely powered up, and I can pose it any way I want. Now, as far as the photo etch parts, the mandibles were a royal pain in the neck. Folding them up was a pain. The instructions tell you how to do it, but that doesn't mean it's going to come out right. As you can see, you're supposed to take the piece and fold it and shape it into shape, but this thing is small, and folding along those lines did not always come out as expected. So, as you might expect, this thing is ill-fitting. And when I put the SMD in there, I got major light leaks throughout all of its edges. Now, I tried canopy glue, I tried putty, I tried painting over and over again, and nothing would work. So finally what I settled on was decanting some of my TranStar black primer, this stuff, but the black one, right down there, into a cup, and then I just gobbed it on there. Fortunately, in the Star Wars universe, weathering and irregular paint jobs are part of the deal, so it'll be alright. As you can see, I still have a little bit of a light leak right there, so I'm going to have to gob some more on there. But for the most part, this was effective, and it finally got rid of the major light leaks. Yeah, I still got some in there. This is unbelievable. I'm going to have to hit it with some more. This one came out better because I was able to fold it better, and the light leaks are not as pronounced, although I'll probably have to retouch it. Anyway, I made a small nick there through which the wire is going to go through, and this will go right in there, and it'll be hooked up to the power supply. When I have finished these two mandible headlights, I will in essence have completed all of my wiring. The turrets need to be assembled, and the clear plastic parts need to be masked and painted, but that shouldn't take me more than a little while. So I'll be sealing this week most likely. The sealing is with screws. I'm going to see about possibly covering the screws temporarily so I can take them on and off at will if I need to get into this thing. That would be the ideal situation. Since there will be no seams on the side, once the hulls are together, it should be okay not to glue it because it's screwed on. These are all the side panels, by the way. I've been assembling Greeblies all week. Every one of them has gobs and gobs and gobs of detail on them. So that's my progress. Now, as you may or may not have heard, Fine Molds has announced that they're repopping this kit beginning in May. Found out about this a couple of nights ago, courtesy of my friend Andy in Japan. I went to the website and I promptly placed a pre-order, and within a couple of days they suspended pre-orders. I don't know why. I guess they must have been overwhelmed and swamped by the response. They state that they will resume orders in May once the kit has been reissued, subject to availability, because this looks like it's a limited run. And they raised the price from $148 to $185, so it's still pretty good. But because it's been reissued, several sellers are dropping their price as well. I found a bunch of them in Amazon now. Suddenly they come out of the woodwork, and they're about that price range, 180s to 190s plus shipping. So for a kit of this size and this detail and this quality, I think that's a pretty good price. Certainly a hell of a lot better deal than any resin kit I've seen. So if your budget can stand it and you really want this kit, I would look into getting it, because I highly recommend it. I think this is the best fitting and nicest kit I've done so far. And I suspect as I do more and more kits, it'll probably still remain up there in the top 5. So anyway, that's my update for now, and I'll get back at you later.